I got my COVID vaccine yesterday, so my arm's pretty sore. I wanted to make a video today, but I can't ride my bike much when I can barely move my shoulder. So I figured, well, a couple weeks ago I wanted to make like a little docu-series thing, like a story time. Like, not like my life story, but like the journey of Vroom, I guess. So, yeah. This whole thing started before I even knew what YouTube was. This all started in a place called Mableton, Georgia in 2012, when I learned to ride a bike. I lived there from when I was 4 to when I was 8, 2010 to 2014. It's where I learned to play basketball. It's where I made some of my first friends. It's where I learned to ride my bike. I remember at first I struggled getting on the bike. I had a few nasty spills. Before I knew it, I was riding over the sewer thing. Big deal. I learned to ride in a place where they were building houses. At the time, there were none. Now they're all done. A few years later, I started my own YouTube channel in around 2015. I won't show the videos for cringe reasons, but at this point we had already moved and adopted my brother, blind Chinese brother, Charlie. I made a few videos biking related, but it wasn't based on biking. We had a small trail in my yard. It started at the beginning, at around where the pit was, and ended where the berm was. No jumps, no berm yet, no pit. It was during a time I had my first crash. Completely my fault. But it's a pretty fun story. We had a board and 2 paint cans. Me, Thomas, and Charlie Raza made it. I leaned too far to the right and splat on my chin, nailed the concrete. My dad had to take me to the ER. That's where I got my first 2 stitches. I remember watching Mary Poppins and eating popsicles in the waiting room, which was a weird memory, but fast forward 5 more years, spring 2020, world shuts down. I'm bored out of my mind and decide to clean up the trail, like maintain it and stuff. I made it longer, I made it more fun. At the time, I still had my tiny, like, little Walmart bike, but a few months later, I started working on it more and more. And in July, me, Brady, and Muhammad dug out the pit for like 3 days. It was super hot. Thomas's sister's best friend, Alexa, who's really short, was hanging out with us a lot then. So Jack came up with this idea, Alexa's grave, because she could fit in the pit. And we thought it was kind of funny. We made a sign and everything. It started to get a little controversial for pretty obvious reasons. But then I just kind of nicknamed it the pit. Later that month, I got hit by a car. It always sounds bad, but it wasn't that bad. The car was going like 10 miles per hour, but my bike took some damage, and at that point it had gone through it all. Eventually it stopped working. I rode the tandem around for a month or 2 with my birthday money and my dad's help. We were finally able to buy a mountain bike. And later that month, Halloween, I went to Soap Creek with Ishan and rode around there. A week after that, I started a YouTube channel. I asked a group chat what we should name it. Caesar said Vroom, but in a New Yorker accent. The rest was history. I started off with a few trail videos, and then we eventually went to the park or Big Creek. More and more people became a part of it, and it became more of a group channel. It only went up from there too. Our first few crashes kind of broke at school. I guess you could say it went viral at school, and the channel grew like crazy. I dropped some merch after some growth, kind of as a joke, but yeah, everything, that's right here. Everything was looking good until I found out I had to move. I knew it isn't the end of Vroom, but I knew it would be different. Who knows what the future holds, but I hope it'll be fun. Thanks for watching and being such good fans. I planned on making this like a docu-series, but I don't have much footage from back then, and now, I have footage from now. So I think it'll be a like 1 episode thing, so sorry about that, but yeah, that's it. Bye guys.